handful and splashing it in your face just to kind of shock the system and be like, whoa, what the fuck? I'm awake. Okay, I'm not gonna die. I'm just having anxiety. Anxiety is what? Fear, dread, the feeling of uneasiness, nervousness. It's not a great feeling. Anxiety can be caused by simply brain chemistry, genetics. It can also be caused by environmental stressors, life situations. I myself never had anxiety really growing up. I didn't develop anxiety until I was about 32 years old, and it came and hit me hard. I have learned several things that can help calm anxiety quickly. Over time, I've been able to pretty much delete anxiety from my life once and for all. I'm going to share with you what has helped me keep anxiety calm quickly and has helped me keep it away for good. Disclaimer, I am not a professional. I am not a doctor. I am not somebody you should even be listening to. I am just simply a person with a camera on the internet. If you have anxiety, bad anxiety, I would seek out your doctor and ask them for their opinion. These are merely what has worked for me. I am sharing my experiences. They are meant for entertainment/educational purposes only. Quick backstory. So again, I never had anxiety growing up. I didn't develop anxiety till I was 32. Then it came and it hit me hard to the point where I was driving myself to the urgent care or ER a few times because I did not know what was wrong with me. I did not know what was going inside my head. It felt like my brain was melting. I felt like I was going to just poof, like die magically. That feeling came frequently, many times a day. Sometimes it would last for a few minutes. Sometimes it would last for hours. Pretty much all caffeinated drinks I had to end up quitting. If I had so much as half a cup of coffee, that would spike my anxiety and I would feel uneasy for several hours. So there was a time where I didn't drink any caffeine for several months. I would have frequent migraines, the feeling of impending doom, health concerns. Now, after several months of feeling all of this and not really figuring out what was wrong with me, after going to the ER several times, after getting CT scans and having them tell me there's nothing wrong with me, clearly I knew there something was. Eventually, doctors would tell me that I had anxiety. Naturally, the first thing that they wanted to do was give me some medication to just delete the issue. I couldn't do that. Along with this anxiety, also developed anxiety about taking new prescriptions, taking new drugs, trying new things really, because I was afraid that they would end up killing me. Which is ironic because when I was in college, I would take any drug and try anything that I could get my hands on. Now, I would get sketchy if I took more than 2 Advils. I said no to the drugs. I did let them prescribe me the medications. One time I did have a real bad bout of anxiety. I tried their medication that was supposed to bring it down quickly, and it made it worse. It fed into the anxiety, it made me drowsy, and pretty much just knocked me out until the next day. That's not how I wanted to solve the issue. I never took another one again. I had to play the long game. I joined therapy, CBT therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy. That is designed to help with anxiety. It's designed to help teach you coping skills, teach you ways to deal with it. Eventually, you get to the root of what causes the anxiety so that you can delete it. Short term for therapy was to find out how to calm down anxiety quickly when it happened. Long term, figure out why it's happening. Truly, if you do have anxiety and it gets to the point where you are thinking about going to the hospital because you just don't know what's happening to you, I would suggest you seek out some cognitive behavioral therapy or ask your doctor if that's right for you. Here are 7 things that I learned from CBT therapy that actually helped me literally calm down anxiety within a few minutes so that I didn't have to deal with it for hours on end. It didn't work every time, but that's just what it is. A lot of these did help a lot. I'm just gonna share them with you. First one would be finger tapping. That would just be tapping your finger, focusing on that. I do tap, 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 tap. You can even say it back to just really try to zero your brain in on what you're doing, or make it a pattern, index, middle, ring, pinky, and then go back. If I had really bad anxiety, I would just sit here like this sometimes for a few minutes and it would end up calming down. This is probably my least favorite one because it doesn't require a lot of my attention. I could just do this without paying too much attention to it, and it wouldn't really distract me enough from my anxiety. Another one would be repetitive affirmations. That is just sitting here saying I'm going to be okay. I am not freaking out. I am not going to die. I am going to be okay. I am not freaking out. I am not going to die. I'm going to be okay. Literally over and over and over again. And right now it looks like I'm calm because I don't have anxiety. I would be like this. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. Fuck, it sucked. That would end up helping over time. Another big one is definitely like walking, exercise, going out, just doing something. Start doing stretching or yoga or anything physical that requires some of your brain power to focus on. It would happen, and I would just walk, and I would just not stop until I would just walk. I would just not stop until the feeling went away. Sometimes it would take 20 minutes, sometimes an hour, but that's what it is. I just walked until it went away. Another one that I really liked is meditation. It would be difficult at first because it was anxiety is an overwhelming feeling, so it's kind of hard to calm yourself. But you mix in a few of these things, like you play some affirmations and then do some breath work. I like looking up chakra healing music on YouTube. Those videos are like 30-minute things. Really helped me a lot in trying to calm down. Another one with the meditations or by themselves would be breath work. Just in and out breaths. I would go. There's a couple different ways you can do it. I think one is like you breathe in for 4 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold for 7 seconds, and breathe out slow for 8 seconds. Count 8 seconds. And the counting helps. If you're just not fucking thinking about anything, then that's not going to really help, and you're just going to hyperventilate. Focus on the seconds. That zeroes your brain in on that instead of the impending doom. Your brain is going to pop. Another breath work that I like is in, and the whole time you're breathing in, just as long as you can really, you're just going and. I can't say and breathe in at the same time. In your mind you're like and then the whole time you're breathing out 1. And then you go in and out up to 4 and then start over. Another one would be cold shock therapy, or just like a cold shock. That could be a cold shower, it could be a cold plunge, it could be just running cold water, taking a handful and splashing it in your face just to kind of shock the system and be like, what the fuck, I'm awake. I started taking like 2-minute cold showers when I was really struggling with anxiety, just in the morning, just a little shock to the system. That, along with these and many other steps that I took, helped reduce anxiety to the point where it went away pretty much completely. This last one is probably one of my favorites. It has helped me a lot, quite a bit. It's easy and it's something you can do anywhere. Sometimes if you have anxiety and you're working a desk job, you can't just take a walk. This one, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, is a really good thing that has helped me immediately calm down anxiety. Sometimes you'd have to repeat the steps. 5, look for 5 things that you see. So right now, I see a tree, I see sky, I see a building, I see a truck, then you go 5 things you see. 4 things that you feel. 3 things that you hear. 2 things that you smell. 1 thing that you taste. So look around yourself to see, then look around for 4 things that you can feel. Clothes, nose, skin, beard, whatever's in front of you, desk. 3 things that you can hear. If you're in a really quiet room, this could be like anything, like there's a printer printing, I hear the fan going, I hear the AC going, I hear cars outside. Just try to focus on 3 things. Then 2 things that you can smell, which honestly is like a little weird to me sometimes. That's good though, because these like little distractions help get your mind off the anxiety. If you think you can't smell much, smell your shirt, then smell your skin. I guarantee those are 2 different smells. Maybe not, I don't know you. One thing would be the taste. What can you taste? Maybe this morning's breakfast, maybe a piece of gum, maybe a sip of coffee, maybe whatever it is. What can you taste? You do this, that'll take a minute to get through everything. You might not have it go away immediately. Sometimes I've had to do this like 4 or 5 times in a row. It really has helped calm anxiety down quickly within a few minutes. Now those all helped calm down anxiety quickly within a few minutes to an hour or so. I also had to figure out why anxiety kept coming back. Why was this impending doom coming to me? Why would it not go away? Why did I not have to deal with it for 32 years? All of a sudden, it's like every other day. So I reached my heaviest weight in 2017, 310 pounds. And between 2017 and 2022, I lost and gained 50 to 60 pounds 3 or 4 times. 2022, I was back up to 300 pounds. I just had been fired from a job. Money was tight. I think my anxiety developed from fear of failure, fear that I would never actually get to where I wanted to go. My job was now unstable because it was non-existent. I had gained 50 to 60 pounds for the 4th time. I just felt like I was a failure and I would never be able to achieve the goals that I wanted to achieve. I think that, along with like constantly listening to like motivational videos and David Goggins in my ear telling me to stop being a bitch, I just felt like I was a bitch. Over time, listening to all this stuff and getting pumped to do things but never doing anything with it, that made anxiety for me. This is not going to be for everybody. Again, genetics can cause anxiety. Brain chemistry can cause anxiety. Life situations, environmental issues, like things in your environment or your life, that can cause anxiety. That was what has done it to me. Maybe that's what's going on with you. With working in therapy and coming to the conclusion that my anxiety is probably from a lack of feeling successful, I had to get to the root of the issue and start making changes. Now, I couldn't unfire myself. I couldn't magically become financially stable overnight. What I could do is start losing weight and start pushing towards that stability. Within 6 months, I was 50 pounds down. My anxiety started to decrease consistently. I gained confidence in myself. I was doing what I knew I was supposed to be doing. As my successes in making achievements started to pile up, my anxiety started to drop down. Unfortunately, I got comfortable with it though. I got comfortable with my routine, started to slack. My daughter also had a surgery, a pretty big one that had been coming up. So that increased stress with the family, and me thinking that all would be well and fine, I lost sight of the fact that I was having anxiety and didn't remember what exactly I was doing this whole for. You know what I mean? Over time, the weight came back. Within 4 to 5 months, I was back up to 290 pounds again. With that, the anxiety came fucking spiraling back. Headaches, feeling of fear, impending doom, depression, all of it came back again. I let that go for another few months. January 2025, I was back up to 290. So 3 months later, I stayed at 290 and just let anxiety start to beat the fuck out of me again. So then I finally decided, like, that was it. I got to change this. I already know the answer. This is just what I have to do. So I would go back to my little routines, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, breath work, meditations, cold therapy. I would do all those again to immediately calm the anxiety and then get back to work, start losing weight, because I knew that that is what has caused me anxiety. Now, I'm 190 pounds. I've lost 100 pounds. And I rarely deal with anxiety to the point that I was dealing with it. I haven't had to use any of those 7 tactics that I shared since April. There's no doubt in my mind that if I got too comfortable right now, like if I were to go even back up to like 240, if I were to just eat like shit and gain 50 pounds for the next 6 months, no doubt in my mind that it would all coming back and I would have to go through it all over again. That is how I battle anxiety. That is how I have essentially deleted it and keep it at bay. I pursue physical health. I challenge myself physically with doing walks, workouts, things that are uncomfortable. I stick to my word. That keeps it away. So I don't know why you might have anxiety. If you're to the point in this video, then you probably do have anxiety. You're dealing with it and you're looking for ways to fix it. I don't know if it's fears of your health, your job, your finances, family, brain chemistry, or genetics. I recommend you talk to a doctor, potentially look into therapy, and go from there. It fucking sucks. If you're dealing with it, then I'm sorry that you're dealing with it. In my case, there was a way out. In your case, hopefully there is a way out too that doesn't involve just taking medications. These are things that you could try. I hope this video has served some purpose and is helpful to you in finding the solutions that you need to find. Stay hungry, keep climbing.